Good morning. My name is Derek Arrowood. I'm honored to be the superintendent at Hampton Heights School Corporation. Today is Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. This is the 112th version of the monthly update, 5 things or so that you need to know about our school corporation. Rodney Freeman's the man behind the camera. He's got stuff flying in and out today. We are in the Hampton Heights High School band room. This band room was renovated 5, 6, 7 years ago. Our band's doing great things. You're going to hear about that here in a second, but cool space that we always get to show off, so I wanted to show off this cool band space to you. Number one, it's that time of year our BPA Business Professionals of America group goes out and starts traveling. They went to the state conference. We had a couple big time winners. 12 of our kids advanced to the national contest, which is later this spring. 2 of our kids were state champions. Gwendolyn Prish was a state champion, and she was a state champion in ethics and professionalism. That's not surprising. And then Bella McDowell, she was a state championship at the leadership conference in meeting and event planning. So we have about 40, 50 kids that go down there, 2 buses. We went down there on a Sunday morning, dropped them off. They came back on Tuesday. In between, they compete in downtown Indianapolis. These kids did a great job. Thanks to Mr. Nicole, who leads that group, as well as retired teacher Kim Kaiser was also a big part of the leadership of that group, getting them to go down there. So Rodney's going to fly in a couple of other pictures of the kids who all participated in that. Number 2, we've talked about this a little bit before. We are in a unique part of the state where in Arcadia, Indiana, there's an elite diving school. Diving as in diving into the water. And we've had a couple state champions the last couple of years in diving, both boys and girls. We had one of our girls finished in the top 10 this year in the state. This Rip Fest in Arcadia is a partnership with Hampton Heights. They use our pool in the winter. They use Forest Park's pool in the summer. They have a dryland facility in Arcadia where the old Arcadia Christian Church used to be. And some of our students in our advanced PE class went over there, and we call that class Games and Rec. And they get PE credit for that. They went to Arcadia, to the Rip Fest area, and saw all the devices. Several of those devices are unique. John Wingfield, who owns that place, is kind of an inventor. He's also an assistant coach on the Olympic team. David Badiah won a gold medal from that area, from that group a couple years ago. Reed Steele, both those guys dove at Purdue. And again, like I said, several state championship divers here. But you'll see some pictures of those guys using some of those equipment and how they use it to train the divers. They also do that here at the high school. Number 3, John Walsh was last month's Husky hero. John Walsh is the teacher at the middle school. You might be saying, John Walsh, I thought he retired. He did. He missed us so much he came back. So John Walsh is back, and our teachers thought, and our parents thought he deserved to be the Husky hero. That's the partnership with the Bowens and Amber and Craig, and they write a big Happy Gilmore check for $250 for John to use to support his class and support himself in his teaching endeavors. And we're really proud of John. We're really happy he came back. He came back all fired up and excited, and a great example of somebody who got out of teaching, realized how much they loved it, missed it, and came back and is doing great things for our kids. Number 4, I think, we also give out a February Coffee Bean Award for our students. These are kids at the high school. They get caught doing good things, and we had a bunch of them this time. We had Addison Stokes, Zoe Carmack, Abigail Eaton, Natalie Head, Ty Schultz, Reese Blanton, and Harley Stetnish were caught being good at the high school. And this is a really cool program. We've been doing this for a couple years. We actually had the coffee bean guy, Damon West, is a nationally known speaker. He talks about being the coffee bean and making everything around you better, like the coffee bean does when you put it in water. And he came and spoke to our middle school and high school kids. I planned to spend about 5 minutes in there and leave, and he hooked me in. Our entire leadership team also read his book about the coffee bean a couple years ago. It's really made an impact on us. So thanks, Damon West, for coming to Hampton Heights, and thanks to these kids for being caught doing great things. Last couple things, I think we're on 4 or 5, I don't know, but we're in our band room. We have an indoor percussion team. These are high school kids, a couple middle school kids, and they do percussion, and they kind of move around. If you've ever seen a drum and bugle corps show or a marching band at a football field, this is that inside in a gym playing percussion and marimbas, and it is awesome. They make a lot of noise. They move really well, and our guys are really good. Mr. Snelson and Mr. Cox are our band directors, and our guys have done very well. They got moved up a couple classes last year. They're competing with the big boys this year, came in third at a meet in Noblesville last weekend. So really proud of that group. We also have a jazz band that competed at the local contest at Kokomo, and they got a gold rating. So we had jazz band here for years. It kind of went away. Now it's back, and now they're competing on the statewide level. So really proud of some of the cool things that are happening in this band room and from our band kids. Number 5, 6, 7, I don't know, Building Great Futures is an article that was in the paper. It talks a lot about a partnership we have with a guy named Chris Woolridge. Chris Woolridge is a parent at Hampton Heights. His wife was one of our former nurses and still works for us part-time as a nurse. Chris has the ability through Bobcat of Indiana to get us Bobcats to come over and train our kids on. Chris supervises that. He gets the Bobcats over here. Our kids actually get certified on using those Bobcats. We have a big sandbox that's out on 256th Street. Kevin Sheets is the teacher. He's really inspired to have kids that when they graduate from Hampton Heights can do one of two things. They can go straight in the workplace, make a ton of money, or they can go to college and enhance their trade. Sometimes they go straight in the workplace, make some money, and the workplace pays for them to go to college. So some really cool stuff going on. We're really appreciative of Chris and his work in getting that equipment here. Appreciative of Mr. Sheets for leading that program. Eric Fisher was the originator of that program several years ago. Eric Fisher now works at the state level, trying to bring these type of programs to high schools across the state. And I think finally, our FFA team, we've talked about them several times in the last couple months. They're continuing to tear it up. They were in Denver a couple weeks ago and did really well. I think they came like 5th in the nation or something like that. And that team is Coach Spencer Carson, whose wife Emily is our FFA and ag teacher. Spencer is a Hampton Heights graduate, and on the members of the team are Caden Durr, Quentin Durr, Caden Hine, Lauren Happel, and Cooper Rollins. And they competed in Denver, Colorado, so our kids are getting some really cool experiences going national and competing with the best of the best and bringing home some ribbons. So really proud of them. My name is Derek Arrowood. It's an honor to be Superintendent of Hampton Heights School Corporation. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.